Hi guys,
Hi.
welcome back. Pretty crazy weather we've been having, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, how is that affecting work, Scott?
Yeah, just, it's not too bad. I mean, traffic's crazy though, so.
I imagine, yeah. So yeah, thank you for coming back. Appreciate you coming in. Last session we talked was about using some interventions of getting your communication together. I know that there was a lot of separation in communication between the both of you as well as with your children. And so, again, we're here to help you guys communicate, and maybe we can show the children how to communicate with you. I know we discussed talking more between each other, but we also said that since you were having arguments on a daily basis, we were going to reduce that. And with the methods that I showed you how to address each other, has that helped to decrease the arguments on a daily basis?
Yeah, we're not arguing nearly as much, and I think we're both I think we're hearing each other a little bit more. Saying, I'm hearing what she's saying, and I think she's also. So I think we're a little bit more on the same page, not
Okay.
entirely.
So our goal was to do 3 arguments instead of the 7 arguments a week. Are we closer to that? Did we make progress?
Probably a little bit.
Okay. So it definitely has decreased. How do you feel, Alma? How was that for you?
I also see that our arguments has declined. Yeah, we seem to hear each other more, and we seem not to constantly fight on different topics.
So you agree? Scott says that you are arguing less, and that's what you heard, and that's what you agree with. You guys are definitely arguing less. Okay. So that's great. Some of the things that I mentioned before is talking to each other directly, and it seems like you're understanding each other better, and that's what I've heard you saying. Okay, and then I also said when you guys talk to each other, you have a safe word. Have you been using the safe word if arguments have heated up? Are you able to say, what is your safe word that you guys chose?
We picked time out. So, yeah, so it's sort of, a way that we both know that it's time that we need to just kind of stop.
Time out.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
How does that work for you, Alma?
It is working. As I said, I see that there's a decrease in our arguments. And, I am starting to question my initial goal of getting a divorce from him.
So you're reprocessing that, thinking
I
about
am sort of, yeah, I am. As I told you before, how I enjoy spending time with my daughters and how I was happy to be part of their lives. But again, this isn't who I am. Although I enjoy it, I'm a married woman, and I cannot imagine myself being a divorced single woman after all this time that I was married to him.
Sure.
So I am trying to reprocess things and see maybe that there is a way for us to stay together.
And you've been communicating this type of talk with your husband?
Yes.
And has he been receptive to it?
I think, when I see that he's talking to me, and when I see that he notices when it's time for us to start another argument and he says time out, I think that helps kind of. I see that he's willing to open up and talk to me. I see that he's trying, although I feel like we still need to work on it.
Sure.
But I feel like we are making progress.
It's coming closer, and the communication has gotten broader so that you can understand what each of you wants. So we are nearing the end of our therapy sessions, and we've got one more session after today. And so you both show that you've increased communication. I think that you've been able to use the statements that I gave you to be able to say, when you do something makes me feel something else, and so I need you to. And I believe that that's what's helping you get together. Have you been using these skills with your children as well?
Yeah.
She talks to them more than I do, but
because I'm home more often.
Right. is good too. And I don't think that until she, she started to say things like that she was going, she was reconsidering sticking around, that I even realized that she was really thinking about leaving. So so that was kind of yeah, that was kind of scary to I guess realize and wake up and realize that.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you actually got a sense to actually listen to your wife was being serious, and so you were able to process that, and it made you feel scared, you said. Tell me more about that feeling.
Just kind of panicked, I guess. Like maybe I had been all this time thinking that, that there was no way that she was going to leave, and that it was just something that she was just kind of going through a phase or something, and to find out that that she was really, I mean, she wasn't actually, but she was sort of mentally packing her bag, she was getting ready to go. And so I guess it just kind of shocked and also panic, kind of like, oh my God, I didn't realize that things had gotten to be this bad. So
It sounds like it created a sense of urgency in you
yeah,
to focus on
that's a
her
good way to
needs.
put it.
Okay. How does that make you feel, about that your husband's addressing your feelings?
It makes me feel good. At least I see that he's caring, and I see that he realizes that if I don't see any changes, that's gonna be a possibility for me.
Okay.
And I appreciate the fact that he's caring and he's willing to make that change.
So you said as long as he's willing to make changes
Right.
to better your relationship, that you're committed to staying in a relationship.
That's right.
Okay. Is that what you heard, Scott?
Yeah, and definitely using the I feel, or it makes me feel this way.
Sure.
Yeah, that you taught us about.
Allows you to express.
Yeah, that helps. That helps, and I think it also helps with not arguing as much too.
Okay.
So
So you feel like there's a sense, a real sense that she may be leaving if you don't make the change, if you don't listen to her needs. And now, but you feel like there's hope of continuing the relationship that you have committed yourself to, as long as he's willing to, or as long as you're each other willing to provide for your emotional needs. Okay. Any other things that have come up that you find difficult to deal with, or is there any one particular emotion that you are experiencing? Tell me what you're feeling right now at this time.
I think I feel positive. I am hoping for the better for the both of us. But at the same time, I'm worried how the kids might respond to the fact that I'm staying home, considering that they observed a lot of negative emotions between me and their father, and they saw us arguing all the time, and I am not sure how this change will impact them.
Okay.
I mean, you saw this happening when they said that they were encouraging me to get a divorce and get out of this marriage. So I just want them to be more respectful of their father and respectful of my decision, which they always been, but I just don't want this change to be hard on them.
Sure. It sounds like you have a concern about their feelings.
Yes.
About you staying with them. I also felt a sense of panic within the whole family. So it could be that that's where they're playing off of it, is a panic. And what I heard your daughter say is that they just want you to be happy because they feel that you've been committed. And they don't really see, Dad's stressors or his level of anxiety as he goes off to work and tries to provide. And sometimes there's not enough work when it lands, or perhaps things change. But I feel like when you guys are communicating more often, it may be reducing the stress because your arguments have been going down and your communication has definitely increased.
Yes.
So Scott, how do you feel about what Ava has said and her fears?
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit worried about the girls too, not just, I mean, they're young and they probably don't understand a lot of what they see happen between me and their mom. So, and I'm not close to them
Mm,
like I used to be. I used to be, they were my girls. So,
sure.
even if I worked a lot, it was still like I felt close to my kids, and so
Is that something you'd like to work on?
yeah, I do.
How do you see that happening?
I think it wasn't really helpful when they were here in the first time we all got together. I think
How'd you feel that first time we all got together?
kind of ganged up on, I guess.
Sense of attack, like
Yeah,
you're being attacked.
right. I mean, it was sort of kind of the three of them and
Sure.
it's this one guy, and so I don't know if it'd be any different to have him come back. I don't even know if that's an option.
That's a great idea.
Here or what, but I think this is a good place for us to be able to talk about things and
Sure.
not have it get to where people are just walking out the door and taking off because.
Okay.
So I don't even know if they'd be willing to come, but because they're busy doing whatever it is they do.
No, of course, yes, everybody has their own agendas, especially teenagers. They want to be with their friends mostly than at home with their parents. So I heard you say that you felt a little intimidated, maybe a little outnumbered, maybe threatened in the initial session. Okay.
Against one.
Sure.
Chris, you're on my side.
Okay. And we're all trying to get together now, and we're able to figure things out and talk about it more. And so I've also heard you say that you feel maybe a little bit closer to your wife so that you can talk things to her. And it looks like you have the same goal now of you wanting your children to be happy, whereas before it was the other way around.
Right, yeah. I want them to be happy about it. The fact that we're going to be a family of 4 instead of a family of 3.
Okay.
And it's important for me that despite the fact that they observed a lot of negativities between me and their father, they could accept the fact that we are a couple and they accept their father as who he is and be respectful to him and be happy as well. So it's very important for me that they'll be happy and not to be concerned about me and their relationship that they have with their father.
That they focus on their happiness in their school, their relationships.
Right.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're wanting for them to be involved in your healing process, what's going on here. And you guys have done a wonderful job of communicating with each other more often and therefore arguing less. So you're more than welcome to bring them next time and we can have this talk with them. I do feel that you have acquired the tools and practiced the process a little bit to be able to involve them in a talk like that. Tell me what it would look like to have your perfect situation with your family. What does that look like to you?
I think a perfect situation is that we get along all with each other and we could have a meal without arguing, we could go out, all be happy and we respect each other and we trust each other. Yeah, I think that's what I would expect.
Trust, respect, and no arguing. Well, at least minimize the arguing.
Yeah, at least minimize it because I also realize that no family is perfect.
Sure.
I cannot imagine a family being without any argument.
Right.
So the matter is to be able to resolve them within ourselves and be able to work things out.
That's right, because you have been with each other for so long and know the best way to handle things. And Ava has said to you that she wants less fighting, more family time. Are you on track with her goals at this point?
Yeah, just you know, I'd like if we can, you know, I work a lot. That's not going to change. But
Sure.
I think if we can sit around, if we can all sit at the table together and talk like we used to, and I think that's one of the big differences I notice is that we hardly talk anymore. You know, it's
Okay.
either we're yelling or we're not talking at all.
Right.
And just in the past week, we're talking more
Okay.
in normal speaking voices.
You've noticed more of a change this
shouting,
past week.
and yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of overall, even with the girls, and you know, they're not home, they're out a lot at night, and by the time I'm walking in the door, they're walking out. But even then, it's
It's
still, you still can, you know, I think just the fact that we're talking more is good. And
Yes.
and like Ava said, you know, my goal would be for us to be able to come together on the weekends and, you know, come together and go to church and have a nice meal and
More quality time.
yeah.
Well, I have to commend you for being here. You know, I can tell that he cares, because if he didn't, he definitely wouldn't be here. I see you taking more of a lead now in uniting your family, and that says a lot for you. So I'm sure that the girls are going to start feeling these as well. And when you communicate, especially as you're doing now as a team, for them, it's going to help them establish you are the parents, and they're the children, and you know, you have the same goals as a family. So I think you're doing a great job. You know, acknowledging the fact that you are doing it, that you're what you wanted to do, and you have set goals based on how your wife feels, and your wife is seeing the change that's happening. So I think you guys are doing great. Continue on with that. Use your safe words. If you have any questions, you're welcome to call me. I need you to take some time to think about whether you want to bring in your girls so that we can talk to them again. And even if you do talk to them, you can bring them back and we can talk again about that. But it's been great meeting with you, and we'll have one more session and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Great,
Thank you
thank
guys.
you.
Appreciate you.